Hey everyone, hey, we hit a 52-week low on interest rates here about a week ago. This is awesome news, headline news. Extremely high probability as well that we're going to see the Federal Reserve cut short-term interest rates in September. And hopefully you've been educated and informed because you've been watching these videos and you know that short-term interest rates and long-term interest rates are different. Okay, short-term interest rates are controlled by the Federal Reserve, and this is what's going to be cut with near 100% certainty in September. Long-term interest rates are controlled generally or influenced by inflation. Okay, now short-term is as well, but there's other factors. But long-term interest rates heavily influenced by inflation. Inflation is the arch enemy of long-term mortgage interest rates. And so what we're wanting to see is inflation cooling so that long-term interest rates also will drop. Having said all of that, I do believe that there's a trend of long-term interest rates going down, but there's a lot of economic data that comes out from week to week. And in fact, this week there's the Consumer Price Index report that comes out, and if it shows that prices are trending higher than what they expected, this means more inflation. This is bad, and we're going to see an increase in interest rates if that's the case. So don't expect that we're going to just see a linear drop in long-term interest rates. That's not going to happen. We're probably going to see 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Okay, that's how it's going to be. And it's going to be a little bit of an uneven trend, but it's going to be moving down, I believe. So be careful on trying to time the market. Best approach is if you're looking to refinance is to layer in. And what I mean by that is consider a lower cost loan structure. Perhaps you take a slightly higher interest rate, but you get a lower cost. Or maybe you take even a home equity line of credit out. The key is that lower cost so that if rates go down substantially over the course of 6 months, the next 6 months, we can go turn right back around, look at doing a refinance, and we haven't given up very much to do it. And by doing it that way, you don't know the unpredictable nature of interest rates. It's possible that we could be at a low right now and we stay high for a while. And so it's like getting in that window and taking advantage of it is wise. On the real estate front in Denver, June's number of available homes on the market for sale was up 68% from this same time in June of last year. So, there's more inventory on the market. Homes aren't selling as fast. The primary culprit of this is higher interest rates, of course, but it could also be that as sellers are holding on to the memory of 2021 and when there was lots of activity and lots of buyers, and we've become kind of accustomed to this over the last number of years. But this market's changed, and it's certainly changed over the last couple of months, and it's different. And we have buyers that are a little bit more edgy in terms of where a rate's going to go, and maybe they'll go further down and I might want to wait, or they might be thinking about long ago when this last housing bubble in 2008, 2009 took place, and they may say, hey, am I overpaying for a home now? Sometimes this psychological memory affects the market, and so that could be at play as well. But bear in mind that we still have a huge shortage of homes, and so any kind of bubble, I just think is very unlikely. We got to get more homes in the marketplace. With the effect of higher interest rates, there's also been a cooling over the last few years in the rate, over the last year in the rate of appreciation. So for single-family residences in Denver, it's been about 1%, which is pretty modest. Typically, we see that about 3 to 4% on an average year. So all of this information, all of this storyline with the backdrop of elections in November as well, that can be a little bit of an X factor. I don't think it's going to be a huge driver either direction, but it is an uncertainty. It is an X factor. So here are the takeaways from this information. 3 takeaways. Number 1, if you're looking to refinance and you need to consolidate debt, or you've taken out a higher interest rate loan over the last 2.5 years, there'll likely be windows of opportunity with rate drops over the next few weeks and months. Okay, so this is good news, great news actually. Number 2, a real estate bubble, it's extremely unlikely. Again, we have a shortage of homes. Okay, I would expect that houses a year from now are going to be more expensive than they are today. This will be especially true if we see rates drop. It's going to put more upward pressure on home prices. There's going to be more buyers coming into the marketplace. So bear that in mind if you're a buyer. Third, if you're a buyer in this marketplace, there are good opportunities if you are patient, okay? So marrying the home and dating the rate is still great advice. Get the home that you love. There's more inventory now. There's more choices for you. And yes, those payments are more expensive than they used to be, but I believe the good news is on the horizon. I believe that we are going to see those opportunities in the next few weeks and months of rate decreases. So that's the scoop. Those are the takeaways. This is sort of the state of the union of what's going on in the mortgage market and to some degree real estate market. If you have questions about your particular situation, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Would love to hear from you and discuss your situation and see if we can come up with a good strategy that will put you in the best possible situation. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.